Have you ever wanted to see waterfalls taller than skyscrapers, or walk on a beach with black sand instead of yellow? What about watching magical green lights dance across the sky like something from a fairy tale? Well, guess what? There's a real place where all of these things exist, and it's called Iceland. Hi everyone! I'm so excited to tell you about one of the coolest countries on our planet. Iceland is like nowhere else on Earth. It has ice, fire, waterfalls everywhere, beaches that look like they're from another planet, and even volcanoes. It's like visiting multiple magical worlds all in one place. Now, here's a question for you. Why spend 14 whole days in Iceland? Can't you just visit for a week? Sure you could, but here's the thing. Iceland has this amazing road called the Ring Road that goes all the way around the entire country. It's 830 miles long. If you try to do it too fast, you'll spend all your time in the car feeling tired. But with 14 days, you can take your time, stop at every beautiful place, and actually have fun. Plus, if you want to see the northern lights, you need several chances. With 14 nights, you'll probably see them at least once. In this video, I'll be your guide to Iceland. So grab some popcorn, get comfortable, and let's go on an incredible adventure together. Before you pack your bags, you need to pick the right time to visit Iceland. Different seasons are like different flavors of ice cream. Each one is special. Summer, June to August, is when Iceland gets really bright. The sun barely goes down. Imagine it being light outside at midnight. That's what summer in Iceland is like. This is great because you can see and do more things. The weather is warmer too, about as warm as a spring day in most places. But lots of people visit in summer, so hotels cost more money and popular spots get crowded. Also, you can't see the northern lights because it never gets dark enough. Fall, September to October, is my favorite time to go. There are fewer people, things cost less money, and you can see the northern lights. The days are still pretty long, you'll have plenty of time to explore. It gets colder though, so bring warm clothes. Think sweater and jacket weather. Winter, November to March, is for people who really want to see the northern lights. The problem is the days are super short, only 4 to 7 hours of daylight in the middle of winter. But the good news? Everything looks like a magical winter wonderland with snow and ice. Some roads close when there's too much snow, and driving can be tricky. Spring, April to May, is when Iceland starts warming up. The days get longer, flowers start growing, and you might still see the northern lights early in April. It's not as crowded as summer, which is nice. For our trip plan, I'm thinking about summer or fall, but I'll give you tips for every season. So you want to see the northern lights? Well, here's the big question. How do you actually find them? Alright, let me tell you about something super magical. Scientists call them Aurora Borealis, which sounds like a spell from Harry Potter, but it's just the fancy science name for the northern lights. Imagine the sky turning into a giant painting with green, purple, and pink colors dancing around. That's what the northern lights look like. They happen when tiny particles from the sun crash into Earth's air and make colorful lights. You can only see them from September to April when it gets dark at night. Here's how to find them. First, download an app on your phone called My Aurora Forecast. It's like a weather app, but for the northern lights. It tells you if the lights will come out tonight and if the sky is clear. Second, you need to go somewhere dark. Big cities have too many bright lights, just like how you can't see stars well in a city. Drive about 30 minutes away from any town to a dark place. Third, be patient. The northern lights usually show up between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Sometimes you wait outside for a long time, so wear your warmest coat, hat, and gloves. Here's the most important thing. Don't expect to see them on your first night. Even in the best season, clouds might hide them. That's why a 14-day trip is so good. You get many chances to see them. Think of it like trying to spot a rainbow. Some days you see them, some days you don't. But if you keep looking, you'll probably see one. Woohoo! It's time to start your real Iceland adventure. Your airplane lands at Iceland's airport, and now it's time to explore. Day 1 is all about exploring Reykjavik, that's Iceland's capital city. Even though it's the biggest city in Iceland, it's actually pretty small. Only about 130,000 people live there. That's smaller than many regular cities. First, visit Hallgrímskirkja, a really tall church that looks like a rocket ship. You can ride an elevator to the top and see the whole city. It's like being on top of a mountain. Walk around the main shopping street called Laugavegur. There are cute shops, restaurants, and cafes. Stop at a famous hot dog stand called Beijarins Bestu Pilsur. It's been there since 1937, even before your grandparents were born. The hot dogs taste special because they put crispy onions and yummy sauce on them. See the Harpa Concert Hall. It's a building made of colorful glass that looks like a rainbow when the sun hits it. Walk to the ocean and find a sculpture called Sun Voyager that looks like a Viking ship made of metal. For dinner, try Icelandic food. There's a place called the Sea Baron that makes amazing lobster soup. If you want to save money, go to a grocery store called Bonus. It has a pink pig on the sign. Buy snacks and breakfast food there because restaurants in Iceland are expensive. Day 2 is Golden Circle Day. This is a driving route that takes you to 3 super famous places in Iceland. First stop, Thingvellir National Park. This is a really special place where 2 giant pieces of earth called tectonic plates are pulling apart from each other. You can walk between them. It's like standing between 2 continents at the same time. This is also where Iceland started its government almost 1,100 years ago. Next, drive to see Glacier. A geyser is like a fountain that shoots hot water way up in the air. The one called Strokur shoots water up every 5 to 10 minutes. Stand back or you'll get wet. It's like watching a water rocket launch. Then visit Gullfoss, which means Golden Falls. This is a huge waterfall. The water falls down twice, making it extra spectacular. You can walk on paths near it and feel the spray on your face. On the way back, you can stop at a place called Secret Lagoon. It's a natural hot pool where you can swim in warm water outside, even when it's cold. The water stays warm all year because it comes from under the ground. Day 3 gives you extra time. You could visit the Blue Lagoon, Iceland's most famous hot spring. It's like a giant outdoor bathtub with bright blue water. You need to buy tickets ahead of time because many people want to go. The water feels warm and relaxing, and they give you white mud to put on your face like a face mask. Or you could explore more of Reykjavik. Visit museums, see more of the city, or just relax before your big road trip starts tomorrow. Now the real adventure begins. We're starting the ring road trip along Iceland's beautiful south coast. Day 4 is all about waterfalls. First, drive to Seljalandsfoss waterfall. What makes this waterfall super special? You can walk behind it. There's a path that goes right behind the falling water. You'll get wet, so wear a rain jacket. It feels like you're inside the waterfall. Drive a little further to Skogafoss, another amazing waterfall. This one is huge, as wide as a school bus and as tall as a 20-story building. You can climb 527 steps to the top, that's a lot of steps, to see an amazing view. On sunny days, you'll see rainbows in the mist. Next, visit Reynisfjara, a beach with black sand instead of yellow sand. The sand is black because it comes from volcanoes. There are also really cool rock towers sticking out of the ocean. But be very careful here, the waves can be dangerous. Never turn your back to the ocean and stay far away from the water. Sleep in the town of Vik tonight. It's a tiny village, but it has restaurants and hotels. Day 5 starts with Dyrhólaey, a big rock arch sticking out into the ocean. From May to August, you can see puffins here. Puffins are super cute birds that look like little penguins with colorful beaks. Then visit Fjadraglifur Canyon, a really deep crack in the ground with a river at the bottom. You can walk along the edge and look down. It's like looking into a big rocky snake. Drive to Skaftafell, which is part of a huge national park. You can hike to see Svartifoss waterfall, which is surrounded by really cool black rock columns that look like they were made by building blocks. You can also go on a glacier hike. Glaciers are like mountains made of ice. With special gear and a guide, you can walk on top of a glacier. It's like walking on a frozen planet. Day 6 is one of the best days. Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon. This is a big lake filled with giant chunks of ice floating around. The ice broke off from a glacier and now floats in the water like ice cubes in a giant drink. Some pieces are bright white, some are crystal blue. You can take a boat ride to get close to them. Walk across the street to Diamond Beach. This is where pieces of ice wash up on the black sand beach. It's called Diamond Beach because the clear ice looks like giant diamonds sitting on the black sand. It's one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see. Want to take pictures of the northern lights? Let me make it super easy for you. You need a camera that lets you change the settings yourself. It could be a regular camera or even a new smartphone. You also need a tripod. That's a stand that holds your camera still. Here are the simple steps. First, put your camera on the tripod so it doesn't shake. Second, change your camera settings. Make it more sensitive to light. Turn up something called ISO. Open the camera lens as wide as it can go. Tell the camera to keep taking the picture for about 5 to 15 seconds instead of clicking quickly. Third, make sure the camera is focused on faraway things, not close things. Fourth, set a timer so the camera takes the picture by itself without you touching it. If you're using a phone, just use the night mode. It's not as good as a real camera, but new phones can actually take pretty good northern lights pictures. Practice these steps during the day so you know how to do it when the lights appear at night. Now we're going to a part of Iceland that fewer people visit, the East Fjords. A fjord is like a big crack filled with water between mountains. Day 7 is a long driving day, but don't worry. The views are beautiful the whole time. You'll drive along the coast with mountains on one side and the ocean on the other. Stop at a tiny village called Djúpivogur. It has colorful houses and 34 egg sculptures representing different birds. It's cute and makes for good pictures. Keep driving through more little villages. Each one is different and special. The road twists and turns along the coast. It's like a roller coaster, but in a car. End your day in Egilsstadir, the biggest town in this area. There's a lake nearby that people say has a monster in it like the Loch Ness Monster. Nobody has proven it, but it's a fun story. Day 8 explores more of this area. Drive to Seyðisfjörður, a pretty village surrounded by waterfalls. There's a blue church at the end of a street painted like a rainbow. It's very colorful and happy looking. Visit Hengifoss, one of Iceland's tallest waterfalls. You have to hike for about 90 minutes to see it, but it's worth it. The waterfall has red and black stripes on the rocks around it. If you want to relax, visit Vok Baths. It's like a warm swimming pool, but the pools float on a lake. You can swim in warm water while surrounded by cold air and beautiful mountains. Day 9 heads north toward Lake Myvatn. This drive goes through different kinds of landscapes. You'll see mountains, lava fields, old lava that turned into rock, and lots of empty space. You might stop at Studlagil Canyon if you want. It's a canyon with tall rock walls and a blue river running through it. Very pretty. By evening, you'll arrive near Lake Myvatn. This is where things get really interesting. Day 10 explores Lake Myvatn, which means Midge Lake. Midges are tiny flying bugs, but don't worry, they don't bite. This area is full of volcanic activity and weird landscapes. Start at Dimmuborgir, which means dark castles. It's a lava field with rocks shaped like castles and caves. When hot lava cooled down really fast, it made these weird shapes. You can walk through it on trails. Visit the Myvatn Nature Baths. It's like the Blue Lagoon, but smaller, less crowded, and cheaper. The water is warm and comes from underground. You can relax in the warm water while looking at mountains. Drive to Havarir, a place with bubbling mud pools and steam coming out of the ground. It smells like rotten eggs. That's the sulfur. But it's really cool to see. The ground is orange and yellow from minerals. Stay on the paths because the ground can be very hot. See the pseudo-craters at Skútastaðir. These are round holes in the ground that look like moon craters. They formed when hot lava poured over wet ground and made steam explosions. Visit Grjótagja Cave, a small cave with hot water inside. You can't swim in it anymore because it got too hot, but it's cool to look at. It was in the TV show Game of Thrones. Day 11 goes to see some of Iceland's most powerful waterfalls. Dettifoss is Europe's most powerful waterfall. Imagine thousands of bathtubs of water falling over a cliff every second. That's how much water goes over Dettifoss. It's loud and powerful and amazing. Nearby is Selfoss, another waterfall that looks like a horseshoe. Many people don't walk to see it because they're tired from seeing Dettifoss, but you should go, it's beautiful. You could also visit Asbyrgi Canyon, a huge horseshoe-shaped canyon. Old stories say it was made by a giant horse's hoof. Inside the canyon, there are trees and plants because it's protected from wind. Drive to Akureyri, Iceland's second biggest city. It's still pretty small, only 19,000 people, but it has good restaurants, shops, and even a botanical garden with lots of plants. Day 12 explores around Akureyri. You could see Godafoss, called the Waterfall of the Gods. It's about 40 feet tall and 100 feet wide, shaped like a horseshoe. The story says an important man threw his old Norse god statues into this waterfall when Iceland became Christian. From here, start driving toward the Snaefellsnes Peninsula. This will be our last big stop before heading back to Reykjavik. Day 13 explores the Snaefellsnes Peninsula. People call it Iceland in miniature because it has a little bit of everything Iceland offers: mountains, beaches, lava fields, and a glacier. Drive to Stykkishólmur, a cute fishing village with colorful houses. It's a nice place to walk around and take pictures. The most famous place here is Kirkjufell Mountain. It's shaped like a pointy hat or a church. Kirkja means church. There's a small waterfall in front of it, and together they make one of Iceland's most photographed views. You've probably seen pictures of this mountain before. It was in Game of Thrones. Visit Djúpalónsandur, a black pebble beach. You'll find pieces of an old shipwreck from 1948 on the beach. There are also 4 stones that old fishermen used to test their strength. You can try lifting them too. Walk between 2 villages called Arnarstapi and Helnar. The walk is about 1.5 miles along the coast with cool rock formations and birds. Stop for hot chocolate or soup at a hotel overlooking the ocean. See Snaefellsnes, a volcano covered in ice at the end of the peninsula. In a book called Journey to the Center of the Earth, this is where people enter to go underground. You can see it from many places around the peninsula. Visit Londrangar, tall rock towers standing by the ocean. Lots of birds make nests here. Day 14 is your last day. If your flight is in the evening, you have time to drive back to Reykjavik, about 2 hours, and then to the airport, 45 more minutes. If you have extra time, you could finally visit the Blue Lagoon if you didn't go before, or spend a few hours in Reykjavik buying souvenirs and eating one last Icelandic meal. Congratulations! You just drove 830 miles around the entire country of Iceland, and you're now an Iceland expert. Cars. Rent your car early because prices go up if you wait. In winter, get a car with four-wheel drive. Never drive off the road. It's against the law and hurts Iceland's nature. Gas stations. Most gas stations work by yourself. No person helps you. You put your credit card in the machine. Make sure your bank gives your card a 4-digit PIN number before you leave home. Food. Iceland is expensive. Buy food at grocery stores instead of eating at restaurants for every meal. Stores called Bonus with a pink pig and Kronan are cheapest. Buy bread, cheese, fruit, and snacks to make your own lunches. This saves a lot of money. Water. Don't buy bottled water. Iceland's tap water is super clean, some of the cleanest in the world. Bring a reusable water bottle and fill it anywhere. Where to sleep. Book hotels early, especially for summer. Guest houses are cheaper than big hotels and often nicer. Free stuff. Many of Iceland's best things are free. Waterfalls, beaches, and hiking trails don't cost money. Gas. Gas is expensive, about $7 to $8 per gallon. Plan your stops carefully. Weather apps. Download the Icelandic weather app and Road.is app. These tell you about weather and if roads are closed. Check them every day. Emergency. If you need help, call 112. Download the 112 Iceland app. It helps rescuers find you if you get lost. Iceland is one of the most amazing places on Earth. You'll see huge waterfalls, ice floating in lakes, black sand beaches, and maybe even the northern lights dancing in the sky. With 14 days, you'll have enough time to see everything without rushing. You can stop whenever you see something beautiful and just enjoy it. Remember that weather in Iceland changes fast, so be flexible and have fun. Start booking your hotel and rental car soon. Pack warm clothes, a waterproof jacket, and good walking shoes. Most importantly, relax and enjoy yourself. Iceland is a magical place. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Have an amazing adventure in Iceland. Thanks for watching.